Hello, sir. Did you enjoy your stay on the Apple Isle?
Did I enjoy my... I had a terrible time. You find that hard to believe? Now, let me tell you about my family and my stay in the Apple Isle. You know, it's a simple truth, universally acknowledged, that any family of moderate income is always in need of a holiday. The family to which I have the great misfortune to be attached takes a holiday whenever Aunt Nirvana manages to filch my credit cards. Aunt Nirvana was first out of the plane wearing one of her ridiculous creations. Oh, I shouldn't complain. After all, her hats kept us solvent in the 50s. Then emerged one we call simply the cousin. Next came my nephew, a middle-aged adolescent, solely responsible for the family's insolvency in the 70s. Meanwhile, my great-uncle Alfred had made the astounding discovery that the airport apron was actually a rare and singular outcropping of pre-Cambrian concrete. Now my uncle Horatio, a keen if misguided sportsman, was also quick off the mark, mistaking the tarmac for the longest fairway he'd ever seen. And finally, there was my niece Sophie. She says she only goes on these outings to look at wildflowers, but we all know she is merely itching to apply a half Nelson to some prospective husband. In the meantime, I had managed to secure a seat on a jet and zoomed high above the clouds, an urbane and cultured citizen of the Australian suburbs, hot on the trail of his roaming relatives. My interior seethed with furious indignation, but I succeeded in maintaining a placid and reflective profile. However, my speed and haste was to no avail. By the time I reached the tarmac, they were gone. Gone. But I was undaunted. I was confident. Oh, yes. I was determined to return them to the family hearth from which they had escaped. However, I think it was Shakespeare who said, "The family that scatters is difficult to trace." Tasmania was big enough to conceal the 12 tribes of Israel, let alone one small family from Bandanoon.
Oh, sir.
I set out in pursuit, my nostrils quivering with distaste. Ugh, I hate holidays. An hour's driving got me exactly nowhere. So I coasted to a stop in a pleasant hamlet. And there, in full view of the passing multitudes, lay a clue, lay evidence. It was a plastic banana. From Nirvana's hat, it was fresh, too.
What's that, huh? Oh, rubbers, isn't it?
After a considerable amount of aimless motoring, however, I began to suspect that perhaps the gods were merely toying with my affections. Even the scenery was small consolation for the fact that the family was nowhere to be found. I clenched my teeth and mentally munched on the thought that I was still master of my environment and could, with forethought and planning, order nature according to my will. With determination like that, finding the family would certainly be a snack. You know, I think it was Shakespeare who said that life wasn't meant to be easy.
Hey!
What was to be done? If a generous, intelligent, aristocratic individual like myself could not track down these genetic misfits, well, who could? Was I doomed to circle this island like an ever-revolving Catherine wheel? Had the fates decided to gang up on me? Was I a victim of dum-da-dum-dum circumstance? Nirvana's banana in a pleasant hamlet I could well understand. Even my nephew's spade and bucket on a deserted beach was explicable. But what was Sophie's patent plastic silk stocking doing in the middle of a deer park? It passed all bounds of rationality. Depressed down to my tweed Harris socks and feeling slightly peckish, I temporarily abandoned the chase and went in search of some humble establishment that served the sort of food my dear old mother used to cook. The next morning the streets were festooned by smiling Tasmanians going about their daily tasks. It was enough to give anyone that festive feeling. But my mind was festering with thoughts of what the family might be doing with my credit cards. What was it my dear old grandmother used to mutter about the dim and murky past of our dim and murky ancestors? Ah, yes. Surely the family would have been interested in...
Oh! Okay, shoot!
Here is a typical type of cell.
Well, I'd reached the point where the villain of the piece always utters those earth-shattering words, "Crassers foiled again." situation now seemed hopeless. The family has succeeded in giving me more slips in the chorus line of the Folies Berger. Why did I have to go about wrapped in a mist of pessimism while the whole family gambled about as carefree as the saved souls in a religious pamphlet? Gambled. Gambled? Or was there method in their madness? Suddenly, I saw the light. This was no ordinary trip the family had undertaken. They were not primarily interested in the birds or the bees or the Tasmanian tiger. They'd come to Tasmania for one purpose and one purpose alone. No wonder they'd filched all my credit cards.
All right, she's going for a second set of heads. Any more bets on the side now?
Aha! I sallied forth like an avenging fury. I knew where to find them.
Any more bets on the side? No more bets. Come in, Spinner.
Well, no doubt you were surprised at the ease with which I gained control once I had the family neatly corralled, So was I. You know, it didn't seem possible that these Dennis lilies of the steering wheel should so easily come to heel and start paying me the respect they had so long withheld. Perhaps it was my firm and confident manner. Or perhaps they'd just had enough and wanted time to plan another junket. And as for myself, you want to know if I enjoyed myself on the Apple Isle. Well, now you know. I've been harassed, harried, hustled, humiliated. I need a holiday. A holiday? Now, that's not a bad idea. And I know just the place to go.